Hey, hello everybody. Welcome to another class. Let me check the sound here. Give me a second. Hey, hello everybody. Welcome to another class. Let me check. Okay, the sound looks good. The goal of the class today is to clean up the application, removing those templates code for weather thing, and add and do the exercise to choose which third-party components we will use. I confess that I'm in doubt. I don't know exactly which one will be the best. And I try to simulate what will be a good reasoning. And we may use AI to give us some data, some information to allow us to choose the best one. This is a very common discussion in any project. So I've been in this situation multiple times before when a company is starting a new project and we have to select what is the tech stack. In this case, we already pick up C#, React, because C# because it's the language that we saw in the previous training. And this goal is to allow people to practice what we learned there. Angular, we saw Angular and React. And I had the feeling that React has more acceptance in the market, but still it's not because it's way superior or way better than Angular. It's just because we pick up something that we know the market has accepted as well. And today will be very interesting because there is so many options. And sometimes when you have too many options, we start to have some trouble. I give an example, Linux. I really love using Linux, but the first doubt that anyone that come to the Linux world is which distribution I'm going to use. Fedora, Ubuntu, Kali Linux, Arch Linux, Debian. There are so many flavors. The best thing to do is to try a few of them, because I like the quote that you don't choose a Linux distro. A Linux distro will choose you. Basically say that out there is something that is going to fit your taste. It's going to work in your hardware. Sometimes I try to use a specific distribution and my hardware didn't allow. In this case, I was using Fedora and my dock station, as I use like a display link one, was giving me so many trouble when I was even set up a new laptop, not a new laptop, a laptop that only had Windows before, was my gaming one, and I set up to Linux, I have so much trouble. And then I have to be flexible to, okay, let me try Arch Linux, and then working fine, because one of the updates fixed it. But before, oh, let me see, the cat is messing with my window here, give me a second. So let's see how we could, imagine that you are new to the company and say, oh, we're going to build this application, you have to select what third-party components we should use, because make no sense today, for most of the case, you don't use one to build everything from the scratch. So what I try is like, okay, let me lay down my requirements and see what the AI can help me. One thing that I notice is that Grok, for those general assumption, is very good as well. So we may maybe repeat the same experience, or you can do just to see what you get different. Because remember, AI is not deterministic. The same prompt now can give you different result than later on, different results from different models and tools that you're going to use. So it's very important to us do the filter and check. Now I just want to get some data. And in our case, whatever we get will be good enough. Because the application that we're doing is a general one. And then probably every one of the top 7 React components libraries out there will do the job. But let's see which one we can maybe, I have a preference because in my work we are using the Fluent AI, the one from from Microsoft, that I really like the look and feel. Like one thing that I love is the Microsoft UI, the modern one. I didn't like the Metro one when the Windows 8, I hate that, but everything else I like. The Office, well, I guess it's very well polished. So If one of the requirements is, oh, you are working in a company that's a corporation that has Microsoft Stack and has Microsoft 365, so makes sense to go with that because you're going to be using the same AI as our case. But if you want to be something more generic, then you can choose something else. So let's see. I am creating a ERP from the scratch, and I need to select which React third-party components to use. Could you provide some data to assist me? I am focused on easy to use, market acceptance, and with good table or grid components. I heard about, because as the Fluent UI is very specific for Microsoft-like application, maybe it will not get. Let's do this. I will not mention, and let's see if you bring up. Take the most seven is a nice number, common ones. Let's see what we're gonna get from this. Because it's very common you to provide something like this. Before, we had to go there and do all the research and testing. If as a company, I would do that. I would put like a POC with all those, the same application, so I could see how hard it was to use, some limitation, if it's slow, is it fast. In our case, we don't need to do that, but if it's on, I already did this before in a few cases where you get the top few and then you prepare a presentation, you put out there, and then you can help the team to decide as well. Sometimes it's smart to not take the decision just upon you. You just prepare all the foundation to compare them. And then let's see what they said, it was said here. So look, Material UI, excellent documentation, larger community, market acceptance, the most popular one. So 90K plus GitHub stars, and table grid component, there is one. So if I'm not mistaken, this is by far the most common one and used one. There is like millions of. There is this, oh, I forgot to mention that I want free as well, but he is saying here. So there is a MIT tier, and there is a commercial plan that go from 400 to 900 a year. For a company, this is nothing. For us, I'm not going to pay anything, and because I know there is free out there that is very good. And there is this Ant design, easy to use, good docs, Chinese origin, but excellent English support. And very popular is best for enterprise application, data-heavy interface, license, MIT, completely free. So this is good because it is also free. There is no payment tier. Sometimes this give you a better longevity, and because they already found a way to monetize. All depends on how good the free tier is. Sometimes it's limited, but sometimes it's very good. Just this one has better support, some more advanced feature, maybe AI embedded thing. So now it's what everyone is trying to do. And then there is this AD grid. There is kind of like a learning curve. So I'm gonna cross it. I want something today. I think if you are not easy to use, is a red flag. And Chakra UI, easy to use, extreme developer friend, great DX, 37K, Prime React, Blueprint, and Meantime. So in a real situation, you have to put all this together and maybe try a little bit, visit each one, and then let's see here. Recommend for ERP development. Ant design or Prime React, both are designed for enterprise business application. If grid is critical, if grid plus AND. This one here, guys, is more like grid focus. Let me see this. I heard about Fluent UI from Microsoft. How it will compare with those ones? Please add downloads per week from GitHub for all. So this is a nice data, how much the component is being used. It's not the only important data, because sometimes it's not because something is used mostly, because it's better for our case. But let's just take a glimpse what we're gonna get from this. Oh, you're gonna repeat everything plus edit. So, okay, not bad. 9K. Oh, 4.5 million downloads per week, 2.2 million downloads per week, 850K downloads per week. And I think got stuck it here. Okay. Oh, no. 900, 500, 180, 350, and Fluent UI 650. This different is understandable because this one is more focused on whoever is building something related with Microsoft tech stack. That is a lot. So good documentation, Microsoft backed. For me, this is a plus, because one thing that I admire Microsoft now is on the developer side. Microsoft is the only company that has finger everywhere, from database, cloud, IDE, let me see what else, front end, back end. So there is like full stack. So it's the only company out there that I think does everything. And then license MIT completely free. Good documentation, strong Microsoft 365. The space that I'm working now is this one. We are build application that runs. I work with Dynamics CRM, and I like those companies like very much. The look and feel for me is very good. So now it's sometimes like flip a coin, or not a coin, no, something that has like 7 sides, and see what you're gonna get. My goal here is to just show that sometimes it's important for you to bring this to discussion, because then when we put out your you can back up your solution. Here I'm just role playing. I think I already made my mind to at least start with Fluent UI. Let's see how good it will be. Because in my work we use, it's called, we use some components that use Fluent UI. We don't use Fluent UI directly, but it's doing the job. The same way that before, when I was working with Angular, we use the PrimeNG, and that is what we use in our previous training. So just be fair. I already had my mind kind of leaning to the Fluent UI, and let's go that way. Does not mean that you should do the same, that one is better. It's just one that I kind of know has what we need, but maybe I'll be losing opportunity to get something better, because it's very hard to be wrong when we go with something that you have to check if it's good, but it's largely used. So, for example, just to put, if you are open a company, open a business, it's very good to be able to find people in the market that can help you. So if you go with something like this, with 4.5 million downloads a week, it's a proof that there is way more people out there that know how to use it than someone like this or someone like this. And I even maybe could ask some of you to try. Say, okay, whatever I'm gonna do today, you can do experiment with this one. And ultimately, we could even have in our repository like different versions of which one of those AIs, if someone prefers something else. But I confess that now I'm in doubt if it would be better for us. Do you know? I think I'll change my mind. Let's go with Material UI. Call Mu. I don't know exactly how to say that because looks like it's good. I prefer more the look and feel of the Fluent UI, but let's be wrong with more people. So I say, okay, thanks. I decide to go with Material UI. Remove all the content related with the weather. How is called? Where is my front end? Front end here. Source components with the weather forecast. It was just a test. I need keep the user controller in the back end. And the new components to the front end project. What is my goal here? Do you remember that we used that template that came from the back end about the forecast, and then we build in the front end one app just to show it? And let's see here what is going to happen. I'm going to remove that because that was just to show you that the components are working, connect, but now we don't need it anymore. So let's see how it goes. My internet is slow. I hope there is no issue there. See, I'm seeing this. I had to change to a new internet provider, and I'm using a wireless one, so it's not that so good. Let me check why the AI is doing some work there. I had to change to a new internet provider. Okay, looks okay. Let's see. Okay, so it's asking me to remove that. It's very important to know what those commands are doing. So rm in Linux is remove. So it's going to remove this file. I allow it. This is good because before delete some files, ask me. So I have the chance to check if we need to do it. And remember, we always have the source control to help us. So every time you're in a spot that is good, commit it, because then you can roll back to where before. So now it's going to clear up I'll keep it. And remember that you can always come here. That is amazing. Thank you to Linux. We can come here and see the difference. So it's showing what is being removed. So clean up the application with everything that count and things like that. So you all saw. And now we are going to the front end and we're going to install the material components. Hey Maya, what are you doing? You want to leave? This is Maya. He was like asking to leave the room. Yeah. Okay, let's see how it goes. Now is updated front end. Yeah, now the internet is showing excellent again. So I hope everything should be fine. I'll keep the change. I accept. is changing here. Again. Is going to, something that I didn't pay attention, which version was installed. So let's see why he's running again this Material 6. And later on I will ask, is that the last version? So there is some warning there. And I waited until deal with this. And then I will ask, as soon as I have the chance, I say, add the latest one. I could go to the documentation and run the command that is going to be shown in there. So if I open the browser here and I go to Angular, it should show everything that probably is where it's getting from. So if we go, I put Angular as React, sorry, my bad. It's good to come and then at least you can see visually what is the latest version. And then you can ask, I want to use the latest version. Sometimes it has more documentation from the previous version and try to use that one. And in here should have all the instruction how to install it. So instead of use the time there, we can come here and say, okay, let's see, is remove it, and then I say, is this, the latest version, just to make sure. I already happened to me that a older version was used because maybe it's the one that has more documentation. There is a very new one. No, I install not the latest stable version which is using. Would like me to upgrade? Yes. See, that was the case. Probably because it was a new one. And yeah, this one was even better because there is no vulnerability. I think the other one I saw some. I'll pack an online and there are no errors. Okay. Next step I will ask, remember that when we run by the command lines, like this, if we go to, let's see here, cd documents, cd code, here. If we navigate to front end, and we run, I guess is npm run, something like this. No, wait. I'll say, I forgot, and I say, how do I run the front end and back end application to test? For test. I mean, without Docker. Let's see what is gonna see now. If there is anyone online, let me know if the sound, if everything is okay. You cannot tell about my accent because I'm speaking, when I was choosing the YouTube, there is what is the language you are speaking. There is like English from Australia, from UK, from Canada, from the US, from India. I said, where is the English from Brazil? Okay, so yeah, so in the front end, we run this npm run dev. Is saying that are they installed? Something is missing here, and I'll tell. Then you see, I try to understand what is going on there. So there is some thing that is missing, and let's see if it's gonna figure out. I guess with the change that we did, something was broke, or maybe I need to do npm install for. Oh no, it ran for us already. Working. And meanwhile, I will prepare the new tab, and then I go to cd that backend, because here I need to run the other one that is .NET Run, I think only. Yeah. Oops, not this, is .NET space run. This one, you must start upgrade to run this application. This was supposed to be run. Oh no, we didn't do it. So let me ask Hint to help with this as well. Okay, let's see what is going on here. Something was missing from there. Let's see. So there is a lot of those little things that we have to do once, and then we forgot, and then we take ages until we need to do it again. But if you don't know, you're gonna be losing. But basically, what we're doing here, we could avoid all this if I went to the site documentation, read it, and then follow the instruction, because there, for sure, have clear steps. I'm being lazy, and I'm trying to show what AI can be doing, how most we are use it. Okay, so looks like it's fixed, and let's try to run it. Okay, it's running there. If you open, we should see something that AI already added some stuff here. Look, I didn't ask for any of this, but it's there. And the looks look good. In my opinion, it's good. We're gonna play later on. We use AI is awesome for that. I can say, oh, put like a theme selection that I can choose a dark and light one. But at least now the application is running. And if we go here, we can see the changes that were made. So basically this guy had changed here. So it's bad because there is no new component that maybe you should create for those things. It's just like a place here to see that is running. So now what I do is, let's see what can we leverage from this. Let's see what is the best course of action here. Okay, could you add an option to choose between dark and light theme? Let's see how it goes. Just exercise. The good thing about using those tools is that you can try some different thing before you really spend the time to learn how to do and all that thing. So let's see how it goes. But at least now we have the new components already running here. Let me keep this window around here. Actually, let me do this. I will keep everything else there, and this one will come here. Theme, okay, let's see what was added. Let's go back to I don't see the theme selection. Let me close it. In the app bar, okay, the change should be applied right away. To make my life easier, I open Firefox, and then I go here and oops, there is some, oh, that is fixed already. Then I open the local application here in Firefox. No. Copy. Boom. It's not running. Why? What did I do? Okay, it's not running. Oh, but look this. Something happened, application stopped, and I need to run again. Now to do this. Let's see where was added the option to change the theme. Maybe here? Yes. It's not that awesome. We're gonna do something better later on, but look, we can switch to light mode, switch to dark mode. So this is just a proof that the components are there. If we do something like this, we can go to this file and see what was added there. Let me do this. I put the thing here. For now, I will hide this guy. And then we can take a look. So this component is our app TSX. Here there is some code, the state. We learned all this in the previous training. Let me just do this so I can see this. So we have like I use a state here to choose the theme, and there is all this. Here we are like added this theme provide, so probably something we're going to be used here. With patient and analyze, we should understand everything that is here. I'm not going to spend the time because we will change this dramatically. So this class today was just to set up our application to be able to use those components. Now that looks like it's good. We can even change the themes. We're going to keep this somewhere in profile, the option to do that. I think nowadays application should, because maybe it's day, maybe it's night. Maybe you can even show a list with multiple different themes. Like everyone is doing this. Office does, Linux does, Windows does. Every product that you use, you can select a theme to adjust. So the requirements for application UI is very high today, and we have to be like, for me, look at this. We have a very professional looking application. Of course, we are not doing anything here yet. This is just a suggestion, but we're gonna change this radically. Everything here will be tear down and then build again. So that was the goal of the today class. And next class, we're gonna use those components to make like a customer registration, because remember the backend was already built, and then we can create a new customer. We saw the data in the database. So now when someone click here, login or register, we're gonna improve this a little bit. And then we have to understand how the AI was doing this, but basically it's React. We can just keep looking and realize what is going on. Okay, so that was the goal for the today class. I hope it was clear for you, and I didn't confuse you because so many options and why you choose this one. I was like role play that I was in a company, and then I convinced my manager or my team to use this. And be prepared, because it's very common in situation, there is a group or a person that you lean into one option, and then you prefer another one. And sometimes it's like choose iPhone or Android, Ferrari or Lamborghini. It's kind of 50-50. But there are some cases, if someone was trying to, oh, do you know, I heard about this component that was released yesterday. There are like 5 companies using, but it's amazing. Could be something very promising, but it's not tested yet. It's not like out there yet. And now, at least, if we go to the market to look for someone to help with those components, is the most used one, we have more chance to help. However, if we are a consulting company, try to build a solution to sell to corporation that use Microsoft 365 or Microsoft product, maybe this would not be the best option. Maybe you should go with Fluent UI. Okay. This training is focused on beginners. So if you have some experience, you can say, oh, this guy is just talking like nonsense. But that happens every day. Every new project, there is a lot of discussion about the tech stack to use, and those are like things that you come up. Okay, the best thing is to have data and to know your requirement. In our case, the requirements we made it. So cool. Well, thank you for joining. God bless you. See you next class. Okay, the requirements we we made it. So cool. Well, thank